Okay, guys. So yeah, here we are looking at this assignment again, or not again, I guess. It's a new one. And what we need to do is fill the space, create balance between positive and negative space. Now it says use up to 7. I actually don't like that because if it really like if I use 7 of the big shapes, it's going to work, and that discourages people from using the smaller shapes. And it also, because we want a balance between the positive and negative space, sometimes, you know, the white shapes get neglected if we have to use only 7. So, on this thing here, let's just go ahead and sort of ignore that. 7 is a good place to start, but I could see some of you using as few as 6. And I don't know, 12 seems to be the upper limit. You don't want to go too crazy with it, but I think you need to use more than 7 for my own personal way of looking at this. And it's already restrictive enough because you have to use the same shapes for each design. So, that's fine. Let's just do it this way, where ignore the 7 part. You know, just needs to be the right amount, however much that is, especially since we can't rescale them. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my first design, and I don't like having lots of vertical and horizontal stuff. I like diagonals. I'm kind of a sucker for diagonals. So, I'm going to start, with kind of a diagonal there. I'm going to copy and paste again. So we know we've got 2 squares. Again, I'm not sure how I feel about that going totally at 0 and 90 degrees there. So let's go like that. Okay, so that's starting to look good. I'm going to select both of those. I'm going to push one of them off the edge because I also want to start thinking about how I'm clipping my negative space out, cutting it off. I'm going to grab this guy here. See, I'm already at 3 shapes, and we're just starting. So I'm going to stick you right in like that. Okay, so now we've isolated this negative space up here. We've got this big guy down here that looks like it needs some help. Let's do that. And see, I want to get things off the edge too. So there we go. We've now got an edge there. So we've got 3 nice little negative shapes right there that I think are working out pretty well. That one down there also feels a little bit large, so I'm going to copy and paste that. Like that police siren in the background, don't you? Alright. I'll stick just a couple of those. Like, to me, that's like one shape, like it's sort of one little cluster of shapes. So let's, you know, let's try to play with that a little. Here, let's go vertical. There we go. Okay, yeah, nice. Even goes off the edge. Always nice to do that. All right, so there we go. That seems pretty good there. However, I want to have a little bit more white in that main cluster. So I'm going to grab another square, make that pretty nasty looking right in the middle. Just kind of, there we go. Now I can play with the angle on that one, so I can get a little bit more in there without it doing too much damage. Looks like I'm going to lose one of my little white circles. That's fine. Nah, I need that to go off the edge. There we go. Yeah, we'll overlap that other white one right there. There we go. Okay, so we've got a design. Seems fine. Now what we need to do is take that, since those are the only shapes we can use, right? You must use the exact same shapes and forms and numbers in each of the 4 designs. So I'm going to just select all of that, copy and paste, drag that to the next one. Technically, we don't have that bottom. Where is it? There's one in there. Where are you? Whatever. Good enough. Okay. So we have that same group of shapes. I'm just going to copy it 4 times, or 3 times, I guess. First time's the copy. Okay, now it's time to play again. So move this guy maybe over here, change the angle, grab the triangle up there, shift that down there, maybe pull that over in this direction. Don't want to go too heavy in the middle. No, they don't. I mean, they're going to be pretty similar looking designs. grab my... See, technically, I guess this one didn't show up, so we can get rid of that one. I wouldn't... There we go. Grab maybe one of those there and there. And then there we go. So now we're dealing with the same kind of stuff. Maybe you change the angles just a little bit so that, you know, gives you a little bit more something to sort of work with. I don't know, that looks a little weird there. There we go. Sure, so that's 2. So then we would go on and repeat that same step for the next 2. And then go through the export process as I talk about in my demo video. So yeah, these, once you get sort of your first one going, they're not too hard. You just kind of have to repeat and move. It's all about editing and being conscious of how your positive and negative space is being used. And typically I like to try to have a balance, just a literal balance between black and white. So we've got, you know, try to get equal parts black and equal parts white, right? So anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions about these as you're working on them.